We're back here the whole week. I'm gonna be up here at the house, which is excellent. What I'm gonna be working on today is this wall is ready for the siding to go on, but when I was putting on the steel, with the way that my flashing was gonna sit on here, I would have had to add like a 1-inch piece of steel to make it fit properly. So instead of cutting a really thin piece of steel, I'm gonna add an additional layer of strapping onto the outside of the house, which will bring the outside wall out just a little bit, which will make it so that I can just put the flashing from the dormer wall into the steel. I can do that without having to cut a really long thin piece of steel right there. So I'm going to be working on that today, strapping this side, and then I'm also going to be wrapping and strapping the roof of the dormer. I hadn't done that yet because with how big that roof is, and it's a 7-degree pitch, it's close to being flat. On the dormer on the other side, water's pooling a little bit at the base of the roof. So on that side, I'm actually going to be putting some strapping underneath it so that if there is any condensation that hits that house wrap after the steel roof is on, it won't pool there, because that wouldn't be good. So I want to make sure that that gets lifted up. I didn't want this to cave in though, and so I wanted to wait until I knew I was doing steel. And tomorrow we're starting in the morning doing steel, and since we're right here, as soon as the day starts, we're going to be putting the flashing on, putting the transition change for the roofs, and then going across. So today, strapping and then wrapping and strapping the roof. Got quite a bit of work to do, and it's already midway through the morning, so I gotta get going. Final push before the end of the day. I think I'm gonna add 4 more to the end there. I still don't know exactly how far we're going to overhang the roof on the dormers. We'll figure that out as we actually start getting steel up on the roof and once the flashing and stuff. So I need to actually take a look at the drawings once again. But I'm gonna put at least 4 because we're gonna go, I think, at least that far. It might only be 3. It might be 5 more down, but I've left plenty of strapping hanging over the end so that we can accommodate whatever we need to. So almost done. Remind me to not take a week and a half off of building again, because I'm exhausted today. Well, I didn't really get a chance to talk to you guys much today, but really productive. Got all of the roofing done on the one side of the house, with the exception of the final pieces where it's gonna be like the tapered angle and all that stuff, but we just ran out of time, so we will have to come back to that at another date. Won't be for a couple of days because I need to continue getting prepped, because in 2 days we start installing our windows, and hopefully that's seamless. Time will tell. Today I'm going to be continuing on the steel roof solo. Our friend who is helping me out, he's got work to do on his property now, and so he's taught me all that he was able to teach me in the few days we got to work together. We would have finished the whole roof, but our family got sick and we were down for the count for 2 weeks, and so now his life has gotten busy, so he can't help, but he taught me a lot, and I'm gonna see if I can put all that knowledge to good work here. Then I'm gonna finish off this last little piece on this side of the roof, and we will see how it goes. I wasn't gonna show you this, but I thought, you know what? I might as well bring you guys along for the ride. This is the first, this is what I would call the first technical cut of my metal roofing career. So join me now as we make a beautiful cut to make this roof line perfect. Okay, so bend, cut. Okay. That tool is called a nib. Well, it's a multi-tool, but the attachment is a nibbler. It's for cutting steel. There's lots of different types of it, but that's actually my friend who does steel roofs. He let me borrow it for making just such a cut, but you can only go so far before you gotta go to snips. Okay. So that's that cut. I will bend that. I am now going to carry this cut along the rib until I reach right here, I think, and then I'll try to bend it over. So I think I can cut off this piece here, this scrap. By the way, this is not a how-to tutorial. This might be better served on my other idea for YouTube channel, DIY, spelled W-H-Y. Like, why would you do this on your own? Why not just hire someone? Because. Where's the fun in that? All right. Leave that there. One of the last things I want is one of these little itty bitty pieces of steel to get stuck in Toby's paw, or if one of the kids are playing out here. So I'm trying really hard to make sure I pick up every single piece. Okay, so that's that. That's gonna be the bend line. So that cut needs to come all the way up to here, where those bends will overlap. So now for the tricky part, see if I'm actually going to be able to bend this up. Okay, that that will go over like that. Let it screwed into the edge. I think that's it. I think that's it. Let's go see how it lines up. Okay, so earlier today, I bent one of these sheets using a board in my hands, and then just a little while ago, there was a small little bend I needed to do, and so I grabbed a pair of pliers, and the difference it made was crazy. So I'm gonna show you again how I'm now doing it. There's a tool that you can get. It's like a whole table setup. I believe it's called a sheet metal brake. It doesn't always break it, but it will bend it, or it can break it if you want it to. Which essentially clamps down on it, and then you can use these arms to bend it. Well, the pliers are like that, except for they're just like ½ an inch wide, so you have to go along it. So anyway, we're gonna cut the sheet down. Same thing as before, you can see the two lines. This is the cut line, that is the bend line. Let's get cutting. This is it. Just some rusty pliers that have been inside my toolbox all winter. These are what's gonna break it or bend it. So I'm literally just gonna grab it and I'm gonna put the end of the pliers right on the bend, like on the line where I wanna bend it. It's gonna lift up just a little bit. Go over like 4 inches, little bend, and I'm literally just gonna go down the entire length of this sheet doing these little bends. And then on the way back, I'm gonna do the same thing between each of these little bends. And then it's gonna be like a perfect line. Like, I can't believe I've been doing this just by pushing and pulling using it like a 2x8 as a brace. Like, this is so much easier. Like, right in the corner. So now I come back the other way, I do another bend between where I just did that other bend. Every time I'm doing this, it holds a little bit further down the sheet. And again, the reason why we're doing this is because it's critical that the water runs down to the base of the house, at the base of the roof. If I didn't put this lip here, when this is up on the side of the house, if this bend isn't here, water's gonna go off the side, it will get in behind the cap on the side of the roof, down into my soffit, which is just gonna be tongue and groove pine. And if it gets down onto the back of that pine is just gonna rot out because it's gonna get wet on the inside and it's not going to be able to dry properly. By putting this bend, it means that all of the water will run down to the base of the house and straight down into the, like off the drip edge and into the clear stone that we have around the entire perimeter of the house. And then into the 6-inch Big O that we've got down there, which then gets drained out and down the hill, keeping as much water away from the house as possible. There we have it. That was so much easier than when I laid the 2x8 across it and was just trying to pull with my fingers. So, the reason why I tell you this, the reason why I show you this, and the reason why I asked Katie to include both of my tutorials is to show you that you can learn so much by just doing something. And I'm not a professional. I am not a home builder. Well, I am a home builder now because I'm building a home. But I haven't been like professionally trained for this. And so I just want to encourage you, if you're out there and you've never worked with sheet metal and you want to learn, pick up a piece of sheet metal and start bending it. I'm gonna take this up there. This is the last piece of steel on this side of the house, and then just the edge cap. So here we go. Ta-da! We did it! It took an entire day, but I finished off this end complete with the, I don't even know what that piece is called. The edge cap, let's call it that. Complete with that. It's hanging long on the top, but that's fine because I'm gonna, once I get the other side up there, I will match those two edges up to make sure that the cut in the steel is perfect. So when I put the ridge cap on, again, all the water gets shed away. But I am so pumped about this. This is the first time I've ever hung steel roofing on my own when I've had to make technical decisions, and I think I made the right ones. That was a good day's work. I learned a lot, and I look forward to using those skills on the other side of the roof. But for now, it's time to pack up everything and head home for some supper.